Oh, the slide.
Hang on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Bay Group's 2024 Summer Apprenticeship Showcase. So today we are here with Brian Delgado and the Environmental Restoration Project. So what we do at Bay Group is we work with our collaborative partners, Blue Dot Education. They are deep dive leads who are leading our apprentices, and they're going to showcase what they've been working on for the past 8 weeks. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian, and the apprentices are each going to showcase what they've been working on during the summer. And all right, Brian, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, June. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Delgado. I'm a learning designer and co-founder for Blue Dot Education. And the last few summers, I've worked with WorkWonder in the Bay Group on part of the intern program. It shifted this year in a way that I think is really positive. Our work in the past had kind of been designing project-based learning type work that like mirrored work that might exist out in industry. However, this year, this group of apprentices fully took on a role that we've been needing within Blue Dot and contributed important work that we're going to be using. So you'll hear from them all about it, but essentially we are trying to put together an environmental restoration project within our organization that learning organizations, communities can plug into. And we have been, like, many people out in industry, so busy that it's been difficult for us to, sort of wrap ourselves around that piece of work. And so when the opportunity for the apprentices came about to help us out, that was an easy choice for me to get them working on this. And there's quite a few of them. There's 24 in our group. And so what they did is based on sort of geographic location within the San Diego region largely, because that's where we're located, but also kind of parts of, throughout California, LA, Imperial Valley, and the California park systems. They broke up into small groups of 4 apprentices each, and they kind of took on that geographic region. And so with that intro, I'm going to go ahead and get started because we're going to hear from 24 apprentices today. And up first is going to be the Imperial Valley Working Group. So I'll just start sharing slides and you guys can jump in and sort of give me the cues on when to shift slides. Hey guys, Julie, Anthony, Leslie, Mia.
Okay, hi. This is our experience as environmental apprentices. My name's Julie. Okay, you can shift slides. So it's broken up into 4 parts: what we did, what we learned, our futures, and our pitch. Um, so first, what we did. What we did to help arrange trips is we researched environmental restoration and mitigation so we would know what exactly we were planning to do. We found landowners and grants that Blue Dot could use to host their environmental workshops and trips. Then we wrote drafts of grants and emailed landowners about using their land to help restore the environment and educate students on the world around us. Mhm. So what we did to help Blue Dot specifically grow is we all drafted Instagram posts that Blue Dot could eventually use and post to showcase the importance of the work they do. And we each made multiple proposals for ideas and trips that Blue Dot could potentially take in the future, as well as activities they should add to their pre-existing trips. Um, For example, here's my Instagram post or like what they saw. Just a bunch of photos that I laid out that I thought that you could post on Instagram and my little caption of what Blue Dot should potentially post with my like post so they can one day put it up on the Instagram. Next. So what we did to help us grow is we wrote multiple reflections on the things we learned and about our accomplishments and everything we succeeded in. We shared videos and photos about us interacting with the environment and our coworkers to help us enjoy the thing we're trying so hard to protect. And we reflected on our experience collaborating with others and made notes on how we could do better and how to improve as partners and teammates in the future. And then I'll pass it off to Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm an apprentice at WorkWonder, and this is what we learned. During this apprenticeship, we learned a great deal about responsibility and how we'll handle it. We also discovered like how important it is to manage our time effectively and maintain a high standard of work. We're entrusted with like important tasks, and we're held accountable for our actions and decisions. So like we had to make sure we remained like reliable and dependable. And this experience not only enhanced our professional skills, but also instilled a strong sense of personal accountability. Next slide. What we learned about the workplace was that we learned how to communicate effectively in the workplace, which like would really help with success and or success in the workplace later on. We discovered the importance of clear and concise communication. So like active listening and adapting our communication styles to suit different colleagues. And we developed a deeper appreciation for teamwork and the role of strong communication in achieving collective goals. So this is like collaboration, engaging with other teams, and navigating different tasks. And next slide. And what might we do differently in the future, which is we should aim to communicate better and be more actively involved in the workplace. We realize the importance of speaking up, sharing ideas, and asking questions. We should also make an effort to engage more with colleagues, participate in discussions, and seek feedback regularly. And that's it. And I'm passing the mic over to Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia, and my part of the presentation is about how this apprenticeship will affect our futures. This apprenticeship provided us with a great opportunity to learn what a real work environment is like and taught us how to act in any future workplace. This taught us to be more confident and knowledgeable in a future workplace, and has also taught us how to appropriately communicate with not only our boss, but with the people in any group we may work in. And the next slide. This apprenticeship has also taught us a lot about working in groups in any future workplace, and it has taught us the importance of being able to work effectively and efficiently in a group, and like in a future workplace, being able to work with people. It has taught us to communicate with our team members and keep each other accountable for each other's share of any work that we may have. It has taught us to be more willing to work with groups in the future and be able to handle and allocate work amongst its members. And that's it. I'm passing the mic to Leslie.
Hi, I'm Leslie Morales, and this is our group's pitch. So this purpose, our pitch was a Seal Beach cleanup and Long Beach animal shelter. This purpose is to help restore and give back to our beaches companions, to continue to build connections to our local outdoor areas, to nature and our home, to continue to build a community with the land and each other. So what we first created was we created an agenda to organize the activities and inform the parents and students what they will be doing on that exact day. What we produced was a day from 7:45 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. packed with fun activities to do. Next, we chose the ideal locations to find an appropriate area and somewhere where everyone can attend without complications. The location we chose was in Seal Beach and Long Beach, with the services accommodating to the cause. And then lastly, we produced a budget to calculate each cost and the price to make the trip very affordable and easy to access. What we created was a budget under $2,000 with important prices listed. Here are the results and the images. So this is the agenda where the listed activities will be. These are both locations to the Seal Beach and the Long Beach Animal Shelter. And then this is and this is our budget. Thank you.
I'm going to stop share real quick there. Sorry about the slide snafu. Real quick for you four, just one thing that you're proud of wrapping up this apprenticeship. Just name one thing that you were proud of that you did during the work.
I think I'm proud of my grant application and I guess all the work we did this year.
Great, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and unmute.
Honestly, I'm proud of our group actually collaborating and producing this presentation. I know it's really, really hard to get together and just create a simple task, but it was good on my part and their part to create this.
Great, Anthony.
I'm also proud of my grant application and other tasks that I completed. I'm also proud of our group and how well we communicated and got our things done.
And Mia.
I'd say similar to Leslie, I'm proud of how we were able to communicate with each other and all get our parts of the work done, and also just not waiting until the last minute to do certain things.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Next up is going to be the North San Diego Working Group. So I'm going to pull those slides up. And Gia, Matt, Denise, Sabrina.
Hello, my name is Denise. I'm an apprentice at Work Wonder, and this is the Work Wonder and Blue Dot Education Apprenticeship presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, so the apprenticeship consists of weekly reflections, which apprentices are asked about what they worked on in their deep dive group, yeah. And then the next thing is competencies, completed attendance forms, which students are required to submit after every Zoom. And then it's attending trainings and Monday meetings, research on environmental restoration and vegetation, research land managers and environmentally based grants. And we also reached out to land managers in North Coastal San Diego, and we created sample social media posts. And we completed weekly reflections for deep dive on Unruler. And we also created a trip proposal for Colexo Nature Connection. And on the side, it shows our work that we completed, such as the weekly reflections, the emails to land managers, and the Unruler prompts. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Hi, my name is Gia, and I'm going to be going over what we learned throughout this apprenticeship. I know I can speak for many of us when I say we had never used some of the applications that were introduced to us, such as Microsoft Teams, Unruler, and so on. So we had to learn how to work with all these new tools throughout the apprenticeship. We were also taught how to troubleshoot when faced with an issue. For example, if we weren't able to attend a meeting for whatever reason, we were told we should communicate that with our deep dive leader and the Work Wonder group. We also learned how to manage our project time effectively, ensuring that things were completed in a timely manner. On the right-hand side, you can see there's an image of all the deliverables we were expected to complete by the end of the week, and we got a new one each week to keep us on track. We also had to learn how to work with each other's schedules. For example, we would coordinate Zooms to meet up and discuss a project or assignment. We would have to figure out a time that would work best for everyone. We were also taught how to write clear and concise reports. We learned this through our weekly reflections and competencies, which had an expectation to be error-free and grammatically correct. You can see on the bottom right, I inserted an image of how we submitted our competencies through the Airtable. We also learned how to present our findings to our colleagues. On mural boards, we would collaborate with one another and share our ideas. We learned how to balance multiple projects simultaneously. We also learned how to ensure that our work was accurate and precise to meet the standards that were expected of us. We became financially literate. We were taught how to create a budget for ourselves. You can find a sample one we created on the top right corner. We learned how to develop a professional email and how to create sample social media posts. And we also learned how to update and develop our LinkedIn. Next slide, please.
Hi, my name is Brenda Gonzalez, and I'm an apprentice at Bay Group. And what this slide is about, or basically kind of like a summary of what we've been doing. What we've really been doing in simpler terms is we learn proficiency in diverse forms. So how to stay productive in different forms within, whether that's like within each other, and especially with different types of technologies, like Gianna was saying, especially with Microsoft Teams, with Outlook, with Miro, with Excel, making
Sabrina,
budget
your audio is.
boards, and strong problem-solving abilities. There had been times where we had to troubleshoot and come up with ways to solve little minuscule minor problems, whether that was finding an available time for everyone or
Sabrina, I think your audio is cutting, so you might want to shut your video off.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that?
Your audio is cutting, so you might want to turn video off just for now, so that the bandwidth is used for audio. Yeah. Okay, you can keep going.
Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, financial principles. There had been times where, or no, just in general, overall, learning how to budget ourselves using Excel, whether that's with grants and where the money goes, and in personal terms as well, like learning how to budget yourself and your own money, especially because we're young and we think we need money for a lot of different things, and understanding clear professional communication as well as using clear professional communication with others, whether that's within an email or just being present on Zoom, learning how to communicate correctly. With basic things, respect, trustworthiness, things like that, as well as an effective LinkedIn page and an effective LinkedIn presence. So not only just having the page and not being active on it, making sure you're being active, updating your account every now and then, checking your friends' accounts as well, making sure or whoever's in your group, your deep dive lead as well. Efficient project planning, making sure, like I said, everyone has an available time, making sure everyone does their part within the project, and making sure everyone understands the project, because communication is key, especially when it comes to things like this. Multitasking and project management, like I said, this ties in with efficient project planning. So multitasking, learning how, or having each other do different things within the project, and also doing different things within yourself. So working on different things, and yeah, as well as team coordination and collaboration. We all coordinated together and made a project, and we got through it. We did this using what I just talked about, the bullets that are on here. We collaborated on Zoom meetings, and we discussed our thoughts and any objections we might have had with the project, or any little things we didn't like with each other. And strong writing skills, making sure, like I said, communication was on point, and it was clear and correct and easy to get across our thoughts and our feelings, as well as good time management, making sure everyone does their part, once again, making sure everyone's there and present on Zoom. And yeah, and attention to detail, making sure our work is error free, there's no typos or anything like that, making sure everyone does their part, once again. Next slide, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Castellino, and I'm excited to share what we've done in our deep dive, or an environmental restoration deep dive. I'm an apprentice here for the Baja Group. As you can see here, we've been working on an environmental restoration program and reaching out to land managers such as San Diego Habitat Conservancy, Sierra Club San Diego North County Coastal Group, and San Diego Management and Monitoring Program, shortened to SDMMP. But right here we have our idea, which is to reach out, and one of our key projects is a kayaking adventure along San Diego La Lola Cove. I probably butchered the name, but that's okay. This is a 2.5-hour trip that teaches participants and teachers, of course, about the marine biology and local ecology, while also enjoying the beautiful coastline that is Lalolo Cove. It's designed for all skills and levels to help connect people to nature and our San Diego coastal line. We've also worked together as a group to, of course, reach out to land managers, but also to email them and give them land grants along with budgets to also help with other projects. Overall, this apprenticeship has been a great experience, and we've committed to communicating on our work in the environmental restoration, and is given us great experiences as a group. And the deep dive has been a wonderful time to shine. So thank you.
Real quick before the four of you go, what's one thing that you learned that will help you in school next year? And I'll start, Gia.
The importance of completing things on time.
Denise.
I would say communicating with others and forming new connections.
Yep. Sabrina.
Time management and making sure you communicate not only with your peers.
Okay, great. And Matt.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but communication and being able to work with people that you've never met before and just getting comfortable with them, because you'll be working for them probably with the future.
Yeah, you will definitely work with people who are new and unique and different personality types. So I appreciate you sharing that, Matt. I'm gonna just check chat real quick. Okay. Okay, so Sophia's sharing her resume lag. The next group up is going to be the East San Diego Working Group. So that is going to be Helen, Fernanda, Jonky, and Christina. I'm going to share slides now.
Hello everyone, my name is Janki Bhagat and I was with the East San Diego Environmental Restoration Group, and this is our presentation.
Hi, my name is Fernanda. I'm also part of the East San Diego Restoration Group, and today we're going to be talking about what we did, what we learned, and what's coming next for us in the apprenticeship. First, we're going to be talking about what we did in the apprenticeship.
I'm Ms. Helen Lopez, and I'm another apprenticeship within the Environmental Restoration Group. So what did we do in this apprenticeship? In this apprenticeship, we created posts on an app called Unruler, in which we shared our experiences in nature. Together in groups, we chose 4 different land managers to contact with the hopes of gaining environmental restoration opportunities for our communities. Within those groups, we split up into duos, and we created graphs of grant applications for many different organizations. And lastly, as a group, we created a trip proposal to the Channel Islands for the Calexico Nature Connection Group, as well as individual proposals, one which you will see later.
Next, we're going to be talking about what we each learned in this apprenticeship.
Once again, my name is Helen, and in this apprenticeship, I want to say that I've learned that time management is definitely not one of my best skills, but I've gotten much better through the apprenticeship. And it's also taught me that the way things work in the real world is very different than school, especially with the way that you communicate with others. And this apprenticeship has been a great opportunity to work with people that I would never usually work with. And my colleagues have been a great help, and we created like a great team and a great environment. In the future, I want to plan out, this benefits me in my future because it gives me that experience that not other people have. And it also helps me by creating, giving me familiarity with a workplace and an environment like this.
Once again, my name is Fernanda, and in this apprenticeship, I learned how important it is to be responsible with your money by doing things like opening savings and checking accounts, and being careful with how you spend your money as it can affect your credit score in the future. This apprenticeship also taught me the importance of being a good team member and completing your work on time. My group members have been amazing at this and are very good at putting in effort on our projects. I also learned practical skills like how to use LinkedIn, which will help me find work in the future, and applications on Office 365, like Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentation. This is useful because many companies use these applications. Finally, this apprenticeship taught me how to behave appropriately in a workplace setting. Even though this apprenticeship took place online, I learned valuable skills like how to create a proper email, expectations in the workplace, and overall how to act in a professional setting.
Once again, my name is Janki, and in this apprenticeship, I learned the importance of teamwork and communication, how to use Microsoft applications, and I learned how it's like to be in a workplace environment. So basically, I feel like teamwork and communication, they go hand in hand. Without communicating with my team, we can't work together. And I felt like our team was very good with that. We were able to talk to each other efficiently and get our work done. And we were able to talk to each other freely and say like if we didn't like anything, what we can change. And so I was really appreciative of that. And so then we learned we had training meetings on every Monday, and a few of them dove deeper into applications in Microsoft, such as PowerPoint and Excel. I feel like those really helped. I didn't really know how to use them before this apprenticeship, so I learned a lot more about how to use them. And I felt like they really helped me because I know a lot of places in the corporate environment use PowerPoint, especially, and budgeting. I felt budgeting on Excel helped me for my future, just in general, so I can be efficient with my money. And then I also gained workplace experience. So with that, like specifically, I learned what it felt to get my first paycheck and how good it felt to make money after putting in hard work. So that's what I learned in this apprenticeship.
My name is Christina Rhinelander, and in this apprenticeship, I feel like working in groups was a really big deal for us, and I really appreciated having like my group and being able to reach out to them when I had questions, and we were able to like ask each other stuff, and I found that was really helpful, and it was like good practice because I feel like in school especially it's not as much group work as like this apprenticeship was, so it was nice to like be able to practice that, and then also like my other team members said, working on like different websites and applications and learning how to use them was really helpful because a lot of these I had never used before. And so like I was able to gain experience using them and that would be helpful in the future if I need that in a workplace environment. I already know how to use it. And then also time management, working on our applications and getting them done on time and things like that. It was really helpful. Also, working with money, this was also like my first experience, like getting a paycheck, and I feel like it was a good first experience learning how to like manage my money, and with the Monday meetings, learning how to budget and work on Office 365. So I feel like overall, I got a lot of work experience, and that can help me in the future.
Finally, we're going to be talking about what's coming next for us in this apprenticeship and our trip proposal.
So we all created a trip proposal to a place in East San Diego, but this is the one that we chose. So our trip is to go to the Cabrillo National Monument and the beach and the museum there. So this trip would consist of a group of 30 kids, middle school age and younger. And the whole point of this trip would be to show them like a place in our environment that we should really work hard to preserve. And so we would have activities that they would do in the beach. They could look for different animals and plants in the beach and see that would show them the importance of biodiversity in our community. And the point of the trip is to create a sense of community and show that if we start off young, we can make a change in the earth and show that we really need this biodiversity on the earth. So that would be our trip, and we would have it sometime in August 12th, but it could be changed. The date could be changed depending on Blue Dot and our grant money that would come in. So that's our trip that we have planned. And so that's our presentation. We would like to thank Beja Group for giving us the opportunity to work in this group, especially with Blue Dot and Brian Delgado being our group leader or deep dive leader. He was such a good leader. We really appreciate him being so communicative and understanding and helpful.
Okay, real quick though, for the four of you, before you become full-time audience members, sometimes we do a thing that surprises us where you're like, whoa, I did that. I didn't know that I had that skill. Was there any point in your apprenticeship where you did a thing where you're like, huh, I didn't realize I was good at that. Or I didn't realize I liked that. And found that you either have a new skill or something that you enjoy doing that you didn't know before. Fernanda, was there anything that surprised you in a positive way like that?
I guess I'd say my skills with working in groups, because I'm not really used to working like as a group member, and this apprenticeship showed me that it's a good skill that I have.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it really comes through in your guys' presentation that the teamwork and you guys working together was a big part of this experience for you. Let's go, Jonky.
For me, I'd say writing grant applications. I know it's kind of weird, but I honestly liked applying for grants and applying to a multitude of them. It really showed that there's so many opportunities for us.
Yep, I love that you say that. June will love that you say that too, because she does that in some of her work. Helen?
For me, I want to say like being able to adapt, because sometimes there were meetings that kind of conflicted with my schedule, or I was introduced to new apps that I'd never really used, but I think I learned to adapt really quickly to these apps and to the times for Beja Group. And so I think that I really impressed myself with that.
Great. And Christina?
I'd say researching, like for the grant applications, it was really interesting to see like all the different ones. I never knew that there were so many like grants out there. And so just seeing like all the different ones, especially we were just looking in San Diego, it just like made me wonder how many there actually are out there.
Yeah. And what I find interesting in your group, you guys, teamwork was such an important thing, but you guys are choosing different things during this time too, which kind of speaks to each of you bringing different strengths to the table and then leveraging those to get your work done, which is kind of cool. All right, thank you guys. Let's see. Next up is going to be the South San Diego working group. We got Nellie, Elizabeth, Peter, and Maya. And I will start to share your slides now, guys.
Hello, I'm Peter Sanchez Jorgensen.
Elizabeth Perez.
Nelly Kachikian.
Maya Tejada Alvarado.
And this is the Environmental Restoration Project for South San Diego.
So I'm Nelly and I attend Crescenta Valley High School, and some things that I enjoy to do is dance, which I do at school, and basketball, which I also do at school. I like to bake and cook. In specific, I like making charcuterie boards and baking French dishes. And my career interest is to become a trauma surgeon or anything really in the medical field.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I'm from Downing High School. Some things I like to do out of work is off-roading, hiking, and working out. What I would like to be in the future is a veterinarian.
Hi, I'm Peter. I go to Da Vinci Charter Academy and I live in Davis, California. My hobbies include reading, biking, going to the gym, and I'm also a Boy Scout. And for my career, I hope to be involved in the state government and hopefully one day serve in the California State Assembly.
My name is Maya Tejada Alvarado. I'm from Downey High School, and my hobbies are cooking, doing sports, and enjoying time with family. My career interest is something in the medical field, like being a nurse practitioner or something.
During this apprenticeship, we learn about how to behave in a workplace setting, such as whether it is remote or in person, how we should present ourselves. We also learned how to use many platforms on Microsoft 360, such as Excel or even Outlook itself. And then we also got introduced to how to manage financial spendings and expenses. And we learned how to do that using Excel, which helps us track what our incomes and our spendings. And we also learned the importance of maintaining a high credit score and why it is important to have a high one. And our opinions about this is that we enjoyed learning about how to make smart financial choices and learning about this topic overall, as we are interested in how to make the environment more clean, I guess.
Some key things that we did in our deep dive was we on our own looked into what mitigation is and why it's important for us to help contribute to the restoration of the environment. As a group of 4, we not only researched the different grants that focus on restoration of the environment, but we also looked into the different land managers that were already working on projects to make a difference. In order to help get Blue Dot on board with some of these projects, we sent out professional emails to the land managers. Some responded back, but others didn't, which was okay because some things are trial and error. As a group, we combined our minds and came up with the trip proposal for the Calixto Nature Connection. We called it Coastal Exploration. You can see that on the right-hand side. And we also put all of our work into a group presentation.
All right, so what did we learn about ourselves? First off, as a group, we learned and expanded upon our skills as writers because, as you might know, throughout this apprenticeship, we had to do a lot of writing, mostly online, for our grant letter requests and also our professional emails to land managers in our communities. So through that, we really saw our styles of writing and saw how we can improve upon that. Next, we also learned about the importance and the effectiveness of one's work and why we must stay committed to it. Why you must always focus towards it, why you must stay committed to it, checking your updates, checking your emails, and making sure that, as some would say, that you're locked in. Next, we'd also learn how to work as a team and build off each other's ideas. Because when we have a product that we need to work on and we have all of us working together on it, we need to build up each other's ideas, each other's values, and each other's concepts to make the best version of our product. Now, lastly, and connected to the last point, we learned about how we interact with each other and how we as a team work together so that we can combine our ideas and combine our skills to make our project the best it can be.
Despite the responsibility level, what did we learn about the work life? Despite the responsibility level of the job, there's always more than one person expected by work and commitment. No matter how large or small the responsibility is, it's still important and has a chance to make a change because everybody makes a difference in the group. Being interested in the field you work in helps with your dedication to the job. Teamwork is just as important as individual work because everyone has responsibility and impact on assignments, such as like creating this presentation.
What did we learn about our community? Well, we learned after doing some research, we learned that in order to combat this issue, action was needed to be taken while before now. As we can't stop the damage that's already done, we can come up with solutions which is easier to do rather than managing the damage. And one of the important things that we learned was that community involvement is one of the most important things, as if not everyone is involved, then it's hard to make change. And also it's easier to do something with a group or with more people involved rather than doing it by yourself.
Some of the things that we plan on doing differently in the future was not procrastinating. You do it, I do it, everyone is guilty of doing it. The next one kind of goes hand in hand with procrastination. If you know that something is due soon, it's better to finish it up before the due date in order to avoid cramping it all up in a small amount of time. Instead of finishing up work and calling it a day, it's better to not only look over it once, but look over it 3 times. Sometimes the first or second time, we might accidentally skip over grammatical errors or punctuation. Give longer term projects more attention than ones that we only help you now. For instance, it is ideal to invest more time and energy in a project that aims to help restore nature by managing the climate, as opposed to something like planting trees, which may benefit us now, but won't truly benefit future generations.
All right, so what are our future plans for our community and getting the people involved in environmental restoration? So first, we want to involve and educate young people specifically to expand their willingness and their preparedness to be involved in creating change for our environment, and so this can continue to the next generation. This will help them be more interested in saving the earth from pollution, because we only have one earth and one shot to save it from pollution. We need to make them excited and eager to do so, and also to show them how, in order to make change, everyone in the group must be involved. Everyone must be focused. Everyone must be educated, because only then can we as a society make the changes needed to save the earth. And we also need to warn them about the inevitable negative effects that will happen if change isn't made for our environment. We need to get this solved. We need this crisis to end. And we also don't want people to be excited and vigorous to work, but we also want them to be educated and know what they're working towards. So we can just give them resources to learn about this, and not just give them our ideas and our views, but we'll give them the tools to make their own. And through the coastal exploration trip, which we have planned as a group, we can get these young people educated and ready to fight for climate change. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Real quick, what was a challenge that you experienced that was maybe you didn't anticipate going in? Was one thing that really challenged you during this? And I'll start with Nelly.
I think the hardest thing to do was communicate, and even though we agreed on stuff, or like we compromised easily, it was hard to think of a time that everybody was free or able to work on the project at the same time.
Yeah, appreciate that. That's good. Lizbeth.
So I agree with Nelly. Communication was a very thing we had trouble with at first. We kind of didn't get together as good as I would believe it to be, but then we actually compromised and everybody started talking with each other.
Okay. Peter, what's a challenge that you felt, either you experienced or the group had?
So for me personally, I had 2-week-long trips over this internship that maybe not be able to do a lot of work over that time. And so I'm really grateful for my team for sticking together and keeping me informed of what we're doing. And so even though I was away, it still felt like I was participating, because my team was just so great at communicating and so great at get everything together.
Great. And Maya.
For the past, the biggest challenge I faced was like the past couple weeks I've been busy also, and so like procrastinating, it was like a big challenge for me, and like communicating with my group too.
Okay. Thanks for sharing those, guys. Let's see. Now we're at the couple more to go. Greater LA working group. Albert, Abigail, Madison, Ella Blue. You guys are up, and I'll start sharing the slides now.
Hello, everybody. We are the Greater LA and Coast Region Group. My name is Albert Gevondian, and I am an up-and-coming senior at Clark Magnet High School.
Hello, my name is Abigail Castor Perez, and I am an incoming senior at Downey High School.
Hi, my name is Madison Rubio, and I'm currently going to be a senior at Warren High School.
Hi, my name is Ella Blue Lopez, and I'm going to be an incoming senior at Warren High School.
So here we have our table of contents, which I'm going to take you guys over very quickly. We have 4 main things we're going to be going over. Firstly, I'm going to guide you guys through our purpose and goals. Then we're going to move on to the work and project. Then the impact and takeaway, and finally, the proposal. So this is our purpose and our goals. So in our deep dive, we aim to develop more knowledge on the environmental degradation and the various issues with the environment, because these are very pressing issues. And although not everybody sees the effects of them today, in the very near future, their consequences will be terrible. And we aim to learn more about that and to understand how we can help. We also aimed to learn how to enhance our skills in project management and raise awareness in environmental issues so that others will get to see the problem as well. Additionally, very important thing that we do is we create networks with like-minded individuals. This is important because we cannot get the goals we wish to achieve done by ourselves. Additionally, we wanted to personally connect more with nature so that we can really see why it's so important. Finally, we wanted to foster our potential and truly become the best career-ready students that we could be. And then I'm going to pass it on.
Okay, so work and project. In the beginning of the deep dive, we wanted to present what we already know about environmental degradation, the concerns about it, and what we can do to help. Brainstorming these ideas can uncover new ways environmental degradation can help by considering the overlooked impacts of everyday human actions on the ecosystem. For example, humans contribute to soil degradation, such as aggressive cultivation practices and deforestations. Next slide.
Throughout the apprenticeship, we also covered collaboration and posting media. So through group work, we got to learn more about each other and our own passion, like our own personal ambitions for the environment. Through unruler prompts, we were motivated to create stronger bonds with nature. I just want to say thanks for that to Brian, because like we actually like were motivated to go outside and, see what we can do about nature in our own community. And yeah, and we also prepared to like promote our projects. So like in a professional setting, if we want to promote projects on social media, we were given practice to do that. Overall, we got to learn more about each other, like also like everybody in our entire deep dive through Unruler, because we got to see other people's responses on through posting media. And next slide. Writing and networking. So this is providing like real work scenarios and also collaboration. So I personally, in my own like 4-person deep dive group, I got to see people's like talent in writing through writing emails to land managers and environmental restoration organizations. And we also did grant applications and we did research on the grants in Greater LA. We got to build we got to build connections with people that like we kind of look up to, because land managers and environmental restoration groups that are already established in the Los Angeles area, they're very important to us, because as students we might like in the future want to be involved in those organizations that we email. So it's really important, especially like if we're college ready, if we're career ready, to get to know these people that we see as superior to us. And kind of we get on like their level, as people who are passionate, and we want to like reach out to those people and get into those spaces where the conversation of environmental restoration is very much present. And next slide. So as for like our impact and takeaways, next slide. Me personally, I got to learn about communication, accountability, environmental mitigation, and educating younger generations. So this is more concerning like our proposal, our project that we're doing. As for like the field trip, we'll get more into that, but we want to make sure to educate younger generations, because these problems in the environment are, coming closer every day, and we rely on our younger generation to, come up with policies, get involved in our community. And then as well as like communication and accountability, this is also more of like in our personal group doing these slides, communication was really key. If we wanted to get something done, we had to become comfortable to communicate with each other about our wants and needs, as well as our wants and needs in the entire BEJA apprenticeship. If we needed something, if we were late to something, we want to be able to be comfortable with communicating our needs and our problems. And as much as our like directors wanted to communicate to us what they wanted to teach us about.
Okay, so something really important I've taken away from this internship includes collaboration and communication skills, life skills, and leadership. Something especially important to me going into my senior year was exploring careers as I begin to apply to different colleges and choose my major. Also for communication, like our group member said, we had to get comfortable with each other, and I believe through this internship we established a bond with each other and friends.
Well, some of the key things that I took away from my time with this group would be firstly teamwork and the importance of teamwork, as without it, we cannot get anywhere. If the team cannot work together, the team will not prevail. Additionally, I learned how to make connections, which is incredibly important, because for all the goals that I have and my group may have, we need the help of others, whether they be land managers or peers of ours. Additionally, communication is equally as important, because without communication, we cannot make or maintain the aforementioned connections. Finally, we learned more personal things that I got to take away, like budgeting skills, which will help me greatly in my future.
Okay, so what I took away from this apprenticeship is the industry knowledge, understanding the specific practices for this apprenticeship, such as environmental restoration and practical skills, just learning and adapting to the different websites to present our work. Guidance, it's just learning how to receive advice from my coworkers, and finally collaboration is learning how to work efficiently with others to complete this project.
Okay, so our proposal. Can you go to the next slide, please? So my group and I decided to make our proposal more personal and base it in Downey, where we live and attend school. Our idea is to plant trees and restore nature in the areas. Someone we could reach out to for support is Green Task Force, whose ideas align with our goals. We all want to encourage more sustainable practices, planning for the future. We also plan to educate our younger generations to be a part of the change we need, as they are our future. Together, we can make Downey's future and our own future more nature friendly. Next slide. Thank you guys so much for listening as well as engaging. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, as well as contact us at our Work Wonder emails.
Thank you all so much. We are and spoiler alert for Downey students, this is one I'm going to try to work on, this tree planting idea. I really love it. So not making any promises, but I'm going to move on this, and certainly for this working group, I'll be in touch with you guys to help me as I do. Before you guys move on and we wrap up with our final group, I'm curious if there's anything you learned in the apprenticeship that informs the type of work culture you want in the future. And I realize that might be a bit of a tough one, but is there something that happened in this? It's like, oh, that's what I want my workplace to feel like when I get older. Albert?
Yeah, I could definitely say that. I remember one time I was unable to connect for a small meeting because of my Wi-Fi. There were issues and I couldn't get in. But my group was very kind, and Mr. Brian Delgado was very nice, and I was able to understand what I missed very quickly and take care of it. And that's the kind of thing I would like in my future when I'm working, to not have to be so stressed as to lose a lot of things over issue with connectivity. So I was very happy. That's something I would like in the future.
Cool. Abigail?
Yeah, I think like in this work environment, we were kind of given like not basic instructions, but we were given, you know, enough instructions for us to put in our own like creativity. We could be creative with the rules that we were given, and you know, like we were given like the skeleton, and we got to flesh out what we wanted and like, you know, just add our personal touch to it, which I really appreciate. And that is kind of what I'm looking for, like in a workplace. Me personally, I don't see myself, you know, like being in a business, but I think being able to work any job and being creative in your job is really important to me. And that's what I saw in this apprenticeship, which I really appreciate.
Well, yeah, having the ability to make decisions, self-direct, and have independence, I think is a huge one to feel like you're a professional. Madison?
Something that I really liked was definitely the flexibility, because I have another job during the summer, and I feel like the flexibility of the hours really helped me stay at both jobs and be able to connect and stay focused, as well as the teamwork. Being in groups during doing the projects really helped me, because I feel like if one of us were confused, we could always like bounce off of each other. We could support each other as well as give each other advice and help each other out.
Yeah, one of the things that has been my big surprise was how tightly these working groups have come together and the way you guys have worked together. And like I said in the past, I didn't always have it set up this way, but I would never shift back to the way I had it before after seeing what you guys built out of these working groups. El Blue.
So I think for me, during one of the enroller prompts was just to go outside and just take pictures of nature. And I think I really enjoyed that because it was a way to like step out of like the house and kind of just like just explore the world. And yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because one thing that I have like many professional hats that I wear. One of them currently lots of that sort of thing happens. Self-care is an important piece because you're not going to sustain yourself working a career of even a few years if you're not taking time to take care of yourself as well. So thank you for saying that. And we got a final group up. It is going to be the California Parks group. Jade, Jenny, Sophia, and Keely. Let's see, Sophia, I know you're coming in from Yosemite, and if you need to turn the camera off in order to for the sound to work, go ahead. But you can, if you want to give it a try, you can. I will share slides now.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for being here today as we are excited to share with you the recap of our environmental restoration apprenticeship with Blue Dot Education. My name is Jenny Muheim and I'm joined by my colleagues.
Jade Vines.
Sophia Menendez.
And Kaylee Escobar.
I'm going to first hand it off to Jade to discuss some of the things that we've done this summer.
Hi, during our apprenticeship, we've engaged in several impactful activities. We've done into social media content creation. We've developed engaging content for Blue Dot Education that highlight the community engagement and environmental restoration work. We also designed multiple environmental restoration and educational field trip projects. Some notable projects include a kelp forest restoration project in San Diego, and we also researched grants and identified land managers to contact for our projects. We then crafted grant applications for those projects, one being Coastal Conservancy grant. The photos here are some screenshots of social media and grant applications.
Next, we're going to answer the questions, what have we learned about ourselves? Through this apprenticeship, I learned that I enjoy meticulous tasks like researching and planning. I also discovered a passion for environmental restoration, as throughout the apprenticeship, I had the opportunity to create environmental restorations projects. One of the ones that I helped with creating, which we will go over later, is specific to my community. And that made me realize that I could make a tangible difference in my community through this work, and I think that that would be amazing and super fulfilling.
I have learned about myself that I have discovered a passion for collaborating with my colleagues on our projects. For example, this presentation. I have also found a great satisfaction in exploring methods to contribute to environmental restoration.
Something I learned about myself was I hadn't really developed the ability to structure my work. And with this apprenticeship, I find that it has greatly helped me. I've also learned that I have a great passion for environmental restoration, not only in our apprenticeship, but for outside things, and I want to continue that. And overall, I would say this apprenticeship has helped me with my time management issues, and it has helped me develop work ethics.
While working in this apprenticeship, I have learned to trust in my research as well as my colleagues' research. I have also learned to improve my communication skills with any questions I have and/or problems.
Now, what have we learned about the world of work and colleagues? I've learned that the world of work is highly collaborative and effective communication is crucial when working with others. It is important to stay empathetic and understanding with your colleagues and offer support to create a healthy working environment and enhance collaboration. One way that my team tackled communication was by creating a group chat to ensure that we could reach each other easily. This helped us stay organized and on track, which I also learned is very important. To meet deadlines, it is crucial to stay on track or you run the risk of falling behind. I also learned the importance of being detail-oriented and organized to ensure error-free deliverables.
I have gained insight to the world of work, which is centers around teamwork and collaboration. Going into that, effective collaboration with colleagues is essential for completing tasks and enhancing teamwork.
I've learned the importance of communication with our colleagues. I find that there's many issues that have been avoided because we have been able to keep in communication, and I find that has been very helpful. I've also learned good work ethics and responsibility and being able to reach out to my superiors and just the Work Wonder, being able to email them and just keep in communication by letting them know if there's any issues or anything like that.
I have learned in the world of work that communication is key in order to keep everyone accountable and to make sure everyone is on the same track. I have also learned in order to have a positive attitude towards work, you must balance life and work.
Now, could we do differently in the future? In the future, I would focus on bettering my time management, and I think I had the opportunity to do that throughout this apprenticeship, but I would focus on it more, as well as structuring my work in a more efficient way so that I can manage it better. I also wish that I would have gained more background knowledge of the tasks that I worked on in my apprenticeship. Because we have limited time with our deep dive leads, we didn't get to talk a lot about the specifics of completing each task, so I wish that I would have done more research into how to do grant applications and project planning before diving right into it and figuring it out as I go. And I think that that strategy is applicable to every workplace.
What I would do differently in the future is I would be more organized to effectively complete our tasks and to be able to have more time to perfect them. Additionally, I would also create a stronger connection with my colleagues.
Something I would do differently would be the time that I put into my work and possibly ask more questions as well. I find that I did have some struggles, but with the ability to talk to Brian during the Zoom meetings, it was very helpful. Another thing that I would do differently would be the quality of my work. Yes, the work I did was good, but I feel like it could have been better if I had known other things as well.
In the future, I could have taken more of the initiative and embraced the challenges that came with it, as well as I would have reflected more and taken in the moment of being grateful I have this learning experience.
And finally, what does this mean for our future? I believe that the skills that I've gained throughout my time in this apprenticeship, such as time management, writing, collaboration, and technical skills like Excel, will be valuable and applicable to my future endeavors. While I don't see myself pursuing a career in environmental restoration, I do intend to continue to be involved with it as a passion. I plan to further my local community project and get involved with local organizations such as the Tree Davis organization.
This means for my future that I have learned valuable skills that will be applicable in my future workplace, and I'll be more aware of the importance of environmental restoration.
I've learned valuable skills such as work ethic and communication skills, and the importance of environmental restoration, which I will be taking for my own club at school and sharing with them what I learned in this internship to them.
For my future, this will help me show how to adapt to different programs such as Excel, as Jenny said, and as well networking with different people and sending professional emails.
Now we're going to dive into the group project that we crafted. This project is centered around enhancing pollination in the cities of Downey and Davis. The primary objective of our project is to create a sustainable and thriving environment for pollinators in our community while educating and including community members and students. Pollinators, such as bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, play a crucial role in our ecosystem but are now facing dwindling populations due to issues like climate change. By enhancing their habitats, we aim to ensure their survival and the health of our environment. I'm now going to pass it on to Keely to tell you more about that.
The goals for our initiative is to enhance and protect pollinators' habitats in Downey and Davis through education, habitat creation, and community engagement. There are 4 facets to this. We want to raise awareness, and we want to educate the community about the importance of pollinators and the threat they face. We aim to create and maintain pollinator-friendly habitats throughout Davis. We seek to engage the community in our efforts and plan to work with local organizations, schools, and government. Next slide. Now I'm going to go over the proposed timeline of our project. It is divided into several phases and each have a specific activity and milestone. Phase 1, it is the planning and preparation phase. We want to form a core team of dedicated students. We want to identify and contact potential partners and secure funding through grants, donation, and fundraising events. Phase 2 is the education and outreach phase. We want to develop educational material and organize workshops and launch a social media campaign to raise awareness. In phase 3, it is the habitat creation phase. In this phase, we will identify suitable locations for the gardens and organize volunteer events for planting and habitat installation. Phase 4 is the maintenance and monitoring phase. In this phase, we will establish a schedule for regular garden maintenance and train volunteers to monitor the activity. In phase 5, this is the evaluation and expansion phase. In this phase, we will evaluate the success of the initiative and plan for expansion and apply for additional funding. Now I will pass it on to Sophia.
And I'm wondering, Sophia, are you there? I know that you're in the middle of a national park right now. She may not be able to join in.
If Sophia's unable to get connection, I could present it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
So now to achieve our goals, we have planned several key activities. The first thing that we will pursue is environmental workshops, where we will partner with local schools and community centers to conduct workshops on the importance of pollinators and how to create pollinator-friendly environments. On the right, you can see I put a photo of the Yolo County Library, which could be a place that we could host community workshops, as well as Willett Elementary, where we could host school activities. Next, we will set up pollinator garden projects where we will collaborate with city parks, community gardens and schools to establish pollinator gardens with native plants. And you can see I put a photo of a park in Downey to illustrate that we could partner with them and potentially set up a park in that area. Lastly, we will plan community engagement events where we will host events such as planting days, garden tours, and pollinator festivals to engage the community. Next slide, please. Now we're going to discuss the plants that we will actually use to create these habitats. It is essential to choose native plants that thrive in the local climate and support a variety of pollinators. This list that we have compiled is specific to Downey and Davis and includes native wildflowers, shrubs, grasses, and perennials. By planting a mix of these species, we will provide essential resources for local pollinators throughout the year. Now I'm going to hand it off to Jade to close up the presentation.
Thank you all so much for listening to our apprenticeship recap. We hope you enjoyed it, and we are so happy to be able to share our experience with you all. If you would like to contact us, our emails are on the screen. If you would like to learn more about our project, we will drop the link to the full presentation in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, guys. Okay, for that last group, real quick, what's one thing you learned from someone else that you feel like you could use it moving into the future that you learned during the apprenticeship? So it could be somebody in the working group, it could be somebody else in the apprenticeship, it could have been in one of the Monday meetings where you're with the larger group. And Jade, I'll start with you. What's one thing you learned from a colleague?
I know someone in the party planning deep dive, and I learned from her to just take the work and see it as something to look forward to and be happy for the work that you're going to be doing instead of seeing it more as a chore, because you're getting the opportunity to be completing these things, which will help you learn and will prepare you for your future work opportunities.
That's actually fantastic advice, because we can't create a whole narrative in our mind. that makes something really bad or makes it good and exciting. And it's tough to get positive things out of an experience if you tell yourself a story that it's not any good. Jenny.
I think something that I found very valuable that I learned is in one of the more recent Monday meetings. I think before this experience, I had never received a paycheck, and I'm pretty unfamiliar with managing my money. So I found those budgeting presentations very useful, and it kind of like put in my head how I'm going to proceed with the money that I do earn in the future.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Music to all of our ears. Kaylee?
Hi, yes. So during one of the Monday meetings, we had joined a breakout room, and I was kind of having trouble with kind of brainstorming the grant. And so I had just talked to them about that, and someone in that breakout room had told me that patience is key, and that when the time is right, it will come to my mind, and just to like unroll the ravel.
Thank you for sharing that. What a great story. I'm so glad you're getting these chances to cross paths with so many different people in this experience, and finding all of those potentially helpful. Sophia, are you there? You're in here. Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah. Was there something that you learned from a colleague that you could share?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
She's breaking up. Sophia, it's maybe, Sophia, if you could write it in the chat, and that could close us out because we're having trouble hearing you. And that brings me to my next thing. So if you all, because I appreciated all these stories, I think there's so much learning that has happened here. It makes me just humbled to be a part of it, because I feel like you all have taken steps, whether you know it or not, that are going to inform you when you are 20, and that will inform you when you're 25 and 30. And so this is huge. Everything from the money management stuff to the working in teams to the things you produced for the apprenticeship. But none of it happens without all of the work happening in the background. And it is a gargantuan task that I only can see a little bit of, but I'm just letting you all know, without the Bay Group, without the Work Wonder folks, June, Sandy, Harlan, like Barb, the list goes on and on and on. There are too many people to name doing all sorts of things to make sure that this can happen for you. You can have those experiences. So if you could, in the chat, let's do a thank you waterfall. If you could, I'm gonna give you a 1, 2, 3 to send. Don't send it yet, but go ahead and write a thank you note to the BAYA team, to Work Wonder team, because they put in so much work starting in like January to get to this point we are today. And so get your chat ready and queued up. I'll give you a little bit of time. Okay. A thank you chat to all the folks who organized this and made it possible.
Wait, Sophia has her comment before you do that, Brian. It's in the
Okay.
chat.
And Sophia says she learned from a colleague that it is important to complete all tasks immediately to ensure procrastination won't occur. More great advice. Yes. Yep. I hope I can heed that advice, even at my age. Okay, yeah, go at 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let the thank you notes come through. Yes. Oh, that's so fun to see. You're gonna have to scroll through, guys. Jude, Sandy.
Oh,
thank you. This is so sweet.
Yeah. And apprentices, you guys have a special place in my heart. You guys took the reins of this, worked so well independent. It worked so independently, worked so well. The collaboration blew me away, and I am just humbled and proud to be a part of it. But that wraps up the live stream presentation for our deep dive.
Yes, thanks everybody. I also wanted to thank the school districts. So we at Bay Group are so grateful to work with 3 amazing communities. So we work with Downey Unified, Davis Joint Unified, and Glendale Unified. I didn't mention that earlier, but they've been collaborative partners for a number of years. Downey definitely the longest, and And so I just wanted everyone to know that it is definitely a collaborative effort. I thank you for the thank yous in the chat. We will have a good time reading those. So thank you for all of that. I am going to go ahead and end the live stream now. We're over time. And so I just wanted to let everybody know we do have some more tomorrow. So those of you who are here, if you could support your colleagues on the YouTube, we have 2 tomorrow, and then we have 4 on Thursday. And then we also have a special session with a guest speaker that your event production and planning colleagues created for you about credit scores. So that's at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So please join us. That's not live for everyone, the credit score, that's just for our apprentices, but I wanted them to come to that. I'm going to go ahead and thank everybody and sign off on the live stream on YouTube, but everyone stay here. Don't leave the Zoom. All right, I'm going to turn off the live stream. Thanks everyone for joining us live. And